Guys, we are getting closer little by little, but surely, because I want to go over it with you in this video. Another evidence proving that Citadel it's actually cracking. It's beginning to crack under pressure because it's getting too much to handle, too much from the losses on paper because the share price isn't going back to 750 or even a cent. Plus, on the legal side of things, we do have something pretty ridiculous happening, and that's exactly what I want to talk about in this video. So remember, we had the lawsuit happening in South Florida that actually exposed evidence around potential collusion between Robinhood and Citadel before the actual buy button was removed back in January. Hence, pulling the rug totally underneath retailers around GameStop and AMC short squeeze. All right. Now, Citadel is actually arguing with the court that they should dismiss that lawsuit based on the SEC report. But the thing is, the SEC report, let me backtrack. They are saying that the dismissal should happen based on the grounds that there was no evidence found and mentioned on the SEC report, alongside collusion being actually, happening between Citadel LLC and Robinhood, based on the events of January. But the thing is, it's totally ridiculous because the actual report doesn't even mention or even barely touches those allegations, because the SEC decided to move forward and believed the allegations on Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood, and the CIO of Melvin Capital plus Ken Griffin, when it actually said, let me be absolutely perfectly clear. Absolutely not. So there were not any further, investigations based on communications that happened between, as we know so far. But the thing is, when you actually get into the SEC report, there is slightly and barely this amount of lines touching about that. And that's why you can see that they are trying to use this dismissal to actually remove a little bit of the pressure based on another hearing that happened between the SEC, IEX platform, market exchange, and Citadel a couple of weeks ago on the change with the delimit order. All right, so we're getting closer to when the court is going to get its final answers on that, hearing. But I feel like they want to remove some of the weights on their shoulders, because it's pretty clear that at this point they're desperate. They are so desperate that they're trying to find different ways on how they can actually remove the light from being shed, all right, from shining on all of the underneath the table stuff that they're using so far and since January. Why? Because, the SEC decided to take, as I mentioned earlier, the statements, even though we know these statements may be false, because when the documents were published, we've seen that there were actual communications. And that's why this is totally ridiculous, all right? This is totally ridiculous, because the SEC should start investigating and exploring these communications, whether through its email, internal chat message, phone records, etc., because we know there is absolutely no way they haven't been collusion before they removed the buy button back in January. So another evidence, to me, that's absolutely bullish moving forward, because it means they're cracking. Guys, they're cracking. Greenwich said it's going back to a cent. It's been months? It's not even going back to 25. And now we have another wedbush securities analyst coming up and saying, well, the apes are going to cash out. And I shared out in another video with you earlier today. So when you see all of these things, guys, it says one thing. They already lost and they know it. So they're just trying to give us the impression as if we were selling off, but we know that nobody is selling. So just to say, the more we see stuff like this, to me personally, the closer I see we are getting towards payday. We just have to hang in there, guys, folks. We just have to hang in there. I know for some of us it may feel like forever, but what is not worth fighting for in life if it's not winning? So my just 2 cents.